Hi everyone, this is Ian with the K Grant Group. Today we're going to be covering the September stat update, and what that is a snapshot of what the available residential inventory is within the valley. So we're going to be going over what is the available inventory, changes year over year, what is the projected sales price to be, and so on and so forth. We're also going to be looking at snapshots of what your price per square foot is going to be in different cities, depending on what you want to do, and what you could actually get for your dollar. So why don't we go ahead and get on into it? So let's go ahead and start with the total inventory that's available in the valley. Month over month, we've seen a little bit of an increase, about 1.7%, coming back onto the market. But the biggest thing to note is that year over year, we're looking at almost a 12% decrease. So if you're looking for a home right now, your options are going to be a lot fewer. So leading into monthly sales, we're looking at a drop of about 10% month over month, which you would kind of expect here just because of the lack of inventory. However, if you are looking at year over year, that's also a nearly 14% increase. Now, couple that with the fact that new inventory is also down by 6.5% month over month. However, year over year, the difference is pretty negligible. However, it just is telling us that new inventory is getting snatched up very, very quickly. So we've also seen a pretty significant dip for the average days that a home remains on the market before it's being bought up. Here, it's about 4 days less on average. So if you couple that with a huge drop in inventory, not a whole lot of new inventory coming onto the market, and a pretty strong increase in sales for year over year, that leads into the average sales price going up. And in this case, it increased year over year by 5.1%, and the median increased by 7.7%. So this is just showcasing that the price of property is marching on in a pretty northward trend. Now we're going to actually be going through several different cities and discussing what their price per square footage is, and then just kind of help identify what are the benefits and negatives potentially in those areas. And you'll see pretty much everybody's on a northward trend. So why don't we go ahead and get started with the obvious one, Phoenix. Now, the data that we're going to be looking at here is over the last 3 years, what the price per square foot has been and how it's been increasing. Now, Phoenix has a very diverse level of living. You can be a little bit on the less expensive side. There are neighborhoods for that. Then you also have very high-end living. And as you can see, over the last 3 years, we've had a pretty steady increase year over year. But we're still kind of in the reasonable range, depending on what neighborhood you're going to be in. And right now we're capped out at right about $184 per square foot. So let's go ahead and move on to the next most popular city in the valley. That's going to be Scottsdale. Now, Scottsdale is going to have the highest average price per square foot. However, what's pretty unique about this, when you look at it over the course of 3 years, it looks like Q3 is very predictable price drop. If you were looking to buy a home, that would be the best time. Now, since it looks like we're on a predictable up curve, this would actually potentially be a good time to sell your home. Now, Scottsdale, because it is the highest average price per square foot, because you have North Scottsdale, which is a little bit higher end, and also you have Old Town Scottsdale, where a lot of people want to be, and the price per square foot goes up pretty exponentially in those areas. Then on to Tempe. We've seen a pretty strong increase down there because they are allowing high rises to be built. So you're having a lot of high-end condos that are also driving up the surrounding price per square foot in the single-family residence areas. So it's kind of a hot property right now. We're not quite sure where it's going. But if you want to get in there, you may want to just kind of watch where this is going to go. Now let's go ahead and move on to Chandler. Now Chandler is known for being a family-oriented area. You're going to have a lot, and you also get a lot of bang for your buck down there. You get a lot of square footage for not a lot. However, it is trending up just like everything else that we're seeing right now. And there is a little bit more of a lower income district, but it doesn't take up a lot of the area. However, we can go ahead and move on to its neighbor, Gilbert. Now, the price per square foot is almost on par with Chandler, just a little bit less, but your dollar really buys a lot of square footage in Gilbert. And there's a lot of nice communities. A little bit, the lower income area is on the northern end of Gilbert, but anything south of there is really, you can find a lot of nice neighborhoods, a lot of nice homes. The only downside is that if you want to be a little bit closer to the action, say like in Old Town Scottsdale or downtown Phoenix, it is quite a drive. You're looking at, a 30-minute drive minimum. And the last city that we're going to talk about is Mesa. And Mesa is kind of a mixed bag. If you go to the older district, there are some historic areas there, but it tends to be a little bit on the lower income side. If you're looking at a little bit more of a deal for price per square foot, the farther east that you go in Mesa, the neighborhoods get a little bit cost a little bit more. A really good up and coming neighborhoods are actually across North Mesa. You can find pretty nice homes up in that area, and you're fairly close to Old Town, which is like a 15-minute drive. And then if you want to go to Tempe, that's maybe 10-15 minutes at the most as well. All right, and that's it. If you have any questions, or if you want a home valuation, or if you're interested in touring any of the properties that we have right now, or looking to sell your home, go ahead and just give us a call at 480-387-3990, or you can go to our website to see any available inventory, or you can contact us through there. Thank you very much.